We are day 3. This is Bobby. Inca Trail track. We've broken camp. It is 7 a.m. We've been hiking for about 40 minutes from the camp. Right now, we're having an elevation gain, and it's basically just straight up with steps. The plan is to get to a Inca archaeological site, and most of today is downhill. If you heard prior day 2 track, the downhill is cardiovascularly not demanding, but it's rather challenging. Cognitively, quite frankly, it's a lot more risky, which makes it challenging. Stephy Steph is ahead. We are now at the rest spot right here. She's doing a video recording.
How's he doing?
Oh, I feel lovely.
Do you feel like doing good today?
I feel like doing jumping jacks. Is that inappropriate? Would that?
I think you should do jumping jacks.
Yeah, I'll take my pack off first. We made it first Inca site, so pretty excited. Okay, great. So we're at this site. As I said, we've only hiked for about 40 minutes, and it's been quite the adventure so far. We're going through an Inca site right now. It's pretty neat seeing structures on the mountains. The view is just absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. The sun is kind of coming through the clouds. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh boy. Stephy Steph did a little better job, I think, with the ascent. Good. One of our groups is kind of splitting up everything we have here. So, what an amazing, amazing spot. Oh, just trying to catch my breath a little bit here. Stephy Steph, can you turn and just give it a little look-see there?
So, all right. We're just hiking along. We're just a hop, skip, and a bounce up this hill. Ain't nothing but a thing as long as you're going the appropriate pace. Day 3 Inca Trail. I'm Stephy Steph, and this is
Bobby, that's breathing a little bit heavier than Stephy Steph.
We're just kind of enjoying the ride. That's what we do here at Between Two Teeth. We're out to live, laugh, love, and to connect, discover.
I'm not laughing today.
And inspire.
We are doing steps straight up.
What most people don't know is Bob got his live, laugh, love from Eat, Pray, Love.
You're so terrible.
One thing that we just stepped away from was an Inca restoration site.
Archaeological site.
Yeah. That site's important because it shows you a little bit about the temperature that was seasonal based on the window size. But it also kind of shows you the size of the homes, which means gives you clues as to how many people lived in a dwelling.
Steph, that was a runner's home as well.
Yeah.
A respite spot.
Respite gives you a lot of people ran up these steps, believe it or not. I wanted to know if there were any female runners, but I already knew the answer to that question. It's pretty tough, It's pretty tough because when you grow up in certain places in the world, you don't get to choose. You don't really get to choose.
You don't get to choose what you do, and this was the archaeological site was for runners. They had relay runners between sites. And that was their way for communication, probably to transport certain food items. Steph doesn't understand pacing.
I like doing interviews like this. Bobby can't talk for too long.
Steph is more cardiovascular.
So one of the things I want to just take a minute to talk about, because we're here at Pace, is just talking about some of the blessings we have living in kind of today's world. Is you get to choose what you do. Some people might argue that a little bit, but you get more of a choice than you used to. And that is really especially nice. Oh, what is it? Supaiki Aiki? Supaiki Waiki.
Supaiki Waiki.
We've got a porter coming up, so I'm going to let them go. Supaiki Waiki, señor. Bueno. También, sí, gracias.
They're carrying our stuff.
They're carrying all of our stuff, and we got one more porter. Supaiki Waiki, sir. Gracias.
We have a bunch of young 20-year-old Aussies behind us who are raring to get past us.
Bob, what do you want people to know?
What I'd like people to know is there's various leadership styles. And
come on, you got this.
You don't want to leave your wingman.
Sometimes you'd say wingmans keep up.
Sometimes. Oh, there she goes again. Hello.
Oh, do you need a rest?
So.
It's okay to ask for a break.
What I learned yesterday on the day 2 trek is that slow baby steps does wonderful things. And if you're with a group, there's times you go at your own pace. If you're trying to be next to someone, you have to be very mindful of the pace they're going. You need to look at them, see how they're doing. And that's a challenge. Let's let this porter go by.
So I think this is a great opportunity for you to kind of take the lead on this one.
So for me, this is a struggle. I didn't train enough as much as I wanted to. I've talked about that on prior comments. Yeah. This is hard. Steph is more cardiovascularly fit. Obviously the heavy breathing is not coming from her. But this is a challenge, and challenge accepted.
Yeah.
But slow, steady does a lot of things.
I really want to get back to the gratitude of being able to kind of choose your own path in life. That has really stuck out to me and struck home. The more we travel and gain a perspective, the more I've realized the limited opportunity for people growing up in certain cultures.
And Steph, maybe talk about the small community that we were in, where we saw the
yeah,
stars
yeah.
Stuff being made.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you pace this there, Bobby. One of the things that really, like I said, has been sticking out is just the limited opportunity. And when you are in America, you get opportunity to get an education through school loans. That doesn't exist in several parts of the world. And another point on that is that you also may not be given the opportunity to go to school.
You heard the story of someone who's 13 and wants to be a doctor, but does not have the means to make that happen.
Yeah. And so, it's tough.
And we were in Buenos dias. We were in a traditional community where the work was quite segregated by sex.
Yeah.
The women were making textiles.
Yeah, now let me talk about that as you keep hiking there. Yeah, the females, they had one outfit, which was a skirt and a hat and a shawl, and they were expected to wrap a child, carry that child, go get food for their family way up in the highlands, and then they were also expected to yarn or knit while they did it. And if you're somebody who enjoys those things, there's nothing wrong with those things, but it would be like me dictating everybody has to run, 50 miles a week and you get no option or no choice in the matter. It's not right, you know? I think as we develop, we realize the power of choice, and especially the power of freedom of choice and what that does for human beings.
And that's the blessing of traveling and seeing different cultures.
Yeah, it's all perspective, and I start to gain a really deep appreciation and understanding.
You know, you're a surgeon back in the States. That'd be a very difficult path for you to do here in Peru.
Oh yeah, almost impossible. So, and the other thing is, if you're a dude growing up in this culture, if your dad's a farmer, you also may not get a choice. You're probably destined to be a farmer, and that's not living life to the fullest. If you want to be a farmer, that's great, and that's super fortunate. And there's nothing wrong with farming. It's just if you didn't want to be a farmer, you don't get that opportunity to choose your path. So the reason I bring that up is just the freedom of choice and the blessing of choice and the opportunities that come with that. Sometimes too many options, as we're also finding out in the States, is not a blessing. You know, when you start to get a menu like the Cheesecake Factory, you start to get decision paralysis.
As I pause here for a moment, you know, we're still on the straight incline. This is early day 2 on the Inca Trail track. Looking around, fog and clouds surround us. It's impossible to see the valley down yonder. Heavy vegetation everywhere. The rainy season's getting ready to start, so there's not a whole lot of blooms of color. But just an amazing spot.
Yeah, no, very much so.
So,
all right, guys, Bob's giving us the cut signal, so that means we're done talking, whether we like it or not.
yeah, and you can keep going.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Talk
So,
about what you've learned today.
so not necessarily just what I've learned today, but just in general, this trip has just really kind of given me perspective, and I feel bad. I feel bad even asking, hey, if I see somebody like, oh, what do you want to? If I see a child, I'm like, I feel bad asking, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? It's kind of a tough question. And so this one has just really brought me a lot of sense of gratitude for where I live and
Cultural awareness.
a little bit more cultural awareness for sure. And also just seeing like, you got plenty of porters, which are human beings that have to carry a lot of the load, our load. And I really don't know how I feel about that. I'd rather carry my own weight, but admittedly, if I had a huge pack on, that would be very difficult. And I could see where the Inca Trail, which is accessible to so many, would quickly become inaccessible.
But also, we have not adapted to this environment. The altitude, we're probably about 3,800 meters.
Sí.
Hola.
Hola, buenos días.
Buenos días.
Sí.
So we haven't adapted to that.
Yes.
We haven't adapted to the stairs.
Yeah.
It's tough on the porters. They do this all the time. Most of them are actual farmers.
Yeah.
That do this intermittently.
But, so stay tuned, guys. There's going to be more to come. We're going up the last few steps here, and, hopefully we can really gain a great appreciation for kind of weaving through the struggle and getting through it. Life's a struggle sometimes, but that's part of it. We're about a summit here, so more to come. Okay. Here you go.
Can I have that?